What's happening, internet? It is Jamarco. I have been really interested recently in the minimum wage debate, and I took a couple weeks to kind of gather my thoughts, gather a bunch of research, and kind of present the minimum wage debate in an interesting way in like a mini video form. And making this film has really changed my whole look at the minimum wage debate, and I kind of wanted to share that with you. Enjoy.
I would love it if minimum wage went up.
Definitely benefit me for sure.
I think that'd be really beneficial because it helps make more money.
I can work as much as I work now and have more money to spend.
I do think the country as a whole could really use that.
Are you sure that's what you want? For years, the so-called minimum wage debate has been going on, and the push for a $15 minimum wage has been taking form around much of Canada and the United States. But is a $15 minimum wage really what we want? Is it really what we need? This is the minimum wage debate. The minimum wage debate is much more than if you would like to make more money at your minimum wage job or not. It's a question about how a decision like this could have a potential negative effect on the economy. While most of the time, these slight wage raises could actually have many benefits to help combat poverty. In the study of economics, there is something known as the law of diminishing returns, which usually refers to a point at which levels of profits or benefits gained is less than the amount of money or energy invested. A great example of this is minimum wage. That max point at the top is a certain wage. It could be $12, it could be $13. But when we start getting higher than that point, maybe $14, $15, $16 minimum wage, we could see it'll start going down, and the benefits of putting that minimum wage up would not be enough to justify it being that high. Once we raise the minimum wage past the point that the law of diminishing returns outlines, we can expect to see slower job creation and the decrease in jobs. An increased minimum wage will have the strongest effect on small businesses. If a small business had hired 3 people to work for $11.25 an hour, an increase to $15 minimum wage would only allow the business to have about 2 workers working in the store for a relatively equal price that they were paying before the wage hike. If that small business could not afford to pay to keep that third employee working, they would have to lay them off. And if the business owner's business could not run with only 2 people working per hour, that small business would be forced to shut down. Now, it may seem like big corporations such as McDonald's and Walmart would stay untouched during such a strong minimum wage hike, but this is just not true. Many of these larger minimum wage employers are able to provide benefits such as dental to their employees, and studies show that the increased minimum wage would result in cuts to those benefits to maintain the newly instated higher paying wage. Minimum wage increases would also directly influence the food market. Take McDonald's for instance. The prices we see are directly related to how fast the people behind the counter can make a cheeseburger and how much they are getting paid. Once we raise their minimum wage prices, that price of that cheeseburger that we so dearly want also goes up. If we look at the McDonald's value menu, we can see the subtle increases in minimum wage over the years. If a $15 minimum wage is instated anytime soon, that already increasing in price value menu could be obsolete. This isn't just the effect that we will see on restaurants we go to. We can also expect to see price hikes happening from dollar stores to our favorite clothing stores. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, would you pay more?
Raising minimum wage means that your GPD is going to go up, so groceries, gas, all that other stuff is going to go up, and then you're back at where you started from asking for minimum wage to be raised. So I don't think minimum wage should be raised.
The minimum wage debate is tricky, as there are no fixes to poverty or unemployment, only trade-offs. Everything is relative. We cannot fix one problem without uprooting another.